The sun was setting behind the old brick apartments as Mia wheeled her small pink bicycle toward the pawn shop. The tires were worn, the paint faded, but it was the only thing her late father had ever given her. She stopped at the door, her fingers trembling on the handlebars. Inside, a man behind the counter looked up. "You selling that?" he asked. Mia nodded, trying to smile. "Yeah. Just need some cash for groceries." He looked at the bike, then at her. "It's not worth much, kid." "I know," she said quietly. "But it's all I have." He handed her a few crumpled bills. She whispered, "Thank you," and walked out, clutching the money tightly. A few blocks away, her mother sat on the apartment steps, staring at an envelope, a final notice from her former employer, Cross-Tech Industries. "They said they're not rehiring," she murmured. "After 15 years. Mia pressed the cash into her mother's hands. "We'll be okay, Mom. We always are." That night, while her mother cooked a simple meal, Mia stared out the window at a tall glass skyscraper glowing in the distance, Cross-Tech Tower, home of the billionaire CEO who didn't even know they existed. But fate had a strange way of crossing paths, and soon that man would learn that the little girl who sold her bike for food wasn't just anyone. She was the daughter of someone he had unknowingly broken. The next morning, the city buzzed with its usual chaos. Mia stood on the corner near the downtown cafe, holding a small paper bag of muffins she had bought from leftover change. She planned to deliver one to her mother at her cleaning job, a rare treat for both of them. But as she stepped off the curb, a black luxury car screeched to a halt right in front of her. Coffee splashed, people gasped, and a tall man stepped out immediately. "Are you all right?" he asked, his tone firm but concerned. Mia looked up. His polished shoes, tailored suit, and sharp gaze told her everything. He wasn't just rich, he was power. "I'm fine," she said softly, brushing off her worn jeans. The man sighed with relief. "Good. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention." He offered her a card, sleek and gold embossed, Ethan Cross, CEO, Cross-Tech Industries. Her eyes froze on the name. Cross-Tech. The same name printed on the envelope that ruined her mother's life. He noticed her expression. "Do you know my company?" Mia hesitated, then said quietly, "My mom used to work there, before she got fired." Ethan blinked. "Fired?" "She worked in the cafeteria for 15 years. Mia explained. "Then one day, they said they didn't need her anymore." Something flickered in his eyes, confusion then guilt. "What was her name?" "Martha Reynolds." Ethan's face went pale. He remembered the name, one of hundreds cut during a cost reduction meeting he'd signed off on months ago. He had never thought twice about it. But now, standing before the daughter who sold her bike to survive, something inside him cracked. This wasn't just a statistic. This was real. And it was his fault. Ethan couldn't shake Mia's words. That night, as he sat in his glass-walled penthouse overlooking the city, her voice echoed in his mind. "My mom used to work there, before she got fired." For years, Ethan had built his empire by making hard decisions, cutting jobs, automating systems, chasing profit. But for the first time, he felt the weight of one of those decisions pressing on his chest. He opened his laptop and typed in the employee records. Martha Reynolds, cafeteria supervisor. Terminated, cost reduction initiative. Her file was cold, empty. No severance, no benefits. Just a name and a date. He closed his eyes, guilt burning behind them. "What have I done?" he whispered. The next morning, he asked his assistant to locate Martha. Within hours, he had an address, a rundown apartment complex on the city's edge. Ethan didn't send anyone else. He went himself. When he arrived, the neighborhood was quiet, the buildings weary from years of struggle. He climbed the narrow stairs and knocked on a faded green door. Mia opened it. Her eyes widened in shock. "Mr. Cross?" He nodded softly. "Is your mother home?" Martha appeared behind her, still in her worn uniform. The moment she saw him, she froze. "Mr. Cross," she said coldly. What are you doing here? Ethan took a deep breath. I came to apologize. I didn't know the decision I made destroyed your life. And I saw what your daughter did. Selling her bike just to eat. Martha's lips trembled, but her voice was steady. An apology won't feed my child. Ethan's throat tightened. No, he said quietly. But maybe I can fix what I broke. Ethan stood silently in the small apartment, surrounded by cracked walls, a flickering bulb, and the faint smell of soup simmering on the stove. He had never seen struggle this close before, not from his world of marble floors and private jets. Martha crossed her arms, her eyes weary but proud. You came here out of guilt, didn't you? She said. He nodded slowly. At first, maybe. But now, I just want to make it right. Mia looked up at him. You can't buy kindness, Mr. Cross, she said softly. My mom says kindness comes from the heart. Those words hit harder than any boardroom confrontation ever had. Ethan's voice cracked slightly. You're right, Mia. That's something money can't replace. He took a breath. Martha, I want to offer you your job back, and more than that, a management role in our new employee welfare program. You deserve it. Martha's eyes filled with tears. Why me? Because you represent every person I've overlooked, Ethan said. And because your daughter reminded me what humanity looks like. For a long moment, silence hung in the room. Then, Martha stepped forward, tears streaming down her face. Thank you, she whispered. Mia smiled, her small hand reaching for Ethan's. See, Mom? Daddy used to say broken things can always be fixed, you just have to care enough. Ethan knelt down to her level. You're absolutely right, Mia. Sometimes the richest people aren't the ones with money, they're the ones with heart. Outside, the wind carried the faintest sound of laughter, a sound Ethan hadn't heard in years. It was the sound of redemption. And for the first time in his life, he didn't feel like a billionaire. He just felt human. Red heart.